take note of what I have to say. This is Arx, which was once a city like so many others, spreading proudly beneath the majesty of the sun. Our king Fatalis was a true and just king who knew how to deal with our occasional skirmishes with the goblins or the rat men. Many years after Fatalis' death, in the fatal year of 226, our sun began to fall into decline, and an eternal winter fell upon our world. His Majesty Lunshire, noble son of Fatalis, decided to move the whole city of Arx underground into one of the dwarves' abandoned mines. At this point, the conflicts between the different races in Arx dissolved. Not just humans, but dwarves, trolls, and goblins all worked together for their common survival. This migration underground took 5 years, during which the sun disappeared completely from our skies. All the races built their homes in this new setting, and little by little, relationships between the races began to slip back to the way they had always been. But today, evil is knocking at the gates. Akbaa, the god of destruction, is about to...
Hey, you there! This way, quick!
Don't let him get away!
Gotcha! It's all right. He's
Come
trapped
on!
here.
Get this door broken down!
Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And this time I'll be playing Arx Fatalis Blind. I know literally nothing about this game apart from 2 things. The first is that it was developed by Arkane Studios, and it just so happens that I've recently played and greatly enjoyed Prey, which is another and much later game developed by Arkane Studios. And the other thing, and the main reason I wanted to check this game out in the first place, is that I've read or seen, like in a video review, that this game has a very unique and interesting magic system where you have to literally like draw you have to make a correct gesture with your hand, with your character's hand, to cast a particular spell. And I'm not sure how comfortable is that going to be, but in theory I consider it to be a very cool idea, and I'm eager to see, what it. How it is used and how it feels, and generally what is it about. I know nothing else. I know nothing about the story, and I know nothing about the mechanics, so I do fully expect to kind of suck. Like, it's a bit of a theme. I'm not especially good at games, but I don't really care. Like, I'm a type of person who does not derive the most enjoyment out of being good at the actual gameplay part. I rather like, getting really immersed in the story and exploring everything and looking around everywhere. So that's what I'm going to do, and if I die a lot, during that, then so be it. The Let's Play is going to contain timestamps. So if you at any point feel like I'm spending too much time in a single place or doing something that you consider boring, then you can take a look at the timestamps to skip to the next scene or something where I'm doing something else. But a couple of things before I start, because the intro was already kind of intriguing. It seems that this world's sun has disappeared, and it caused all of the people to move underground. So is this game going to take place entirely underground? It's kind of interesting. Although that makes me wonder, how much of a practical difference would that make? Because, to be honest, if the sun disappeared like completely, I'm pretty sure that would mean the end of life. Because not only would it be freezing, which is at least one what's the word? Which is at least one field in which moving underground would actually help, because the temperature underground, it's still cold-ish. Well, I guess it isn't until past a certain depth. It isn't cold anymore. It's actually going to get progressively hotter as you get closer to the core of the planet. So I guess moving underground would help with that. But, all of the plant life would die. And most of the living creatures, I would imagine, would also, like, herbivores would die because there would be no more plants. I think feeding yourself would be very difficult, not to mention humans, at least in our setting, in the real life, is it our setting? Well, I guess real life is kind of our setting. We are not really used to existing without sunlight, and I think it would cause some major problems in the health department, and especially not even in physical health, although that is a concern as well, but psychologically, I'm pretty sure people are actually, they need sunlight to sort of function properly. Although I guess the question is, how long ago did that happen? Because if it has been a couple of generations already, then obviously the newborn generations might not have that problem because they wouldn't know what a sun even is. But it's a fantasy world. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, and I am willing to do that. I am actually quite intrigued by this plot hook of everything taking place underground. So without further ado, let me start a new quest. Okay, so apparently I start with character creation. Now, as I said, I'm very interested in this game's magic system, so that's why I'm going to go with a mage build. But as I also said, I have absolutely no knowledge of how this game works, so there is a high probability that I'm going to actually mess up creating my character. But oh well, that's part of the fun, I guess. So, your armor class, health, resistance to magic, mana points, resistance to poison, and level of damage. And now attributes. Strength determines your damage bonus in fights and your ability to use heavy weapons. Strength has an impact of the object knowledge skill and combat skills. Mental determines your mana and resistance to magic. Mental has impact on skills such as ethereal link, magic, technical skill, intuition, and object knowledge. Dexterity determines your precision in combat and increases your chances of critical strikes. Dexterity has an effect of technical skills, stealth, combat skills, and object knowledge. Constitution determines your health point, health pool, your resistance to poison, and the ability to wear heavy armor. Has an impact on defense. Okay, so obviously I think I'm going to disregard Constitution altogether, because the only thing it seems to give me is more health and heavy armor. And heavy armor specifically, I don't think is going to be very useful for a mage character, so I think I'm going to go mostly into mental. But I think I will put 2 points into strength for that object knowledge skill. And 2 points into dexterity for mostly for lockpicking. Wait, is lockpicking a skill? Technical skill. Allows you to succeed at tasks such as picking locks. Yeah, it is, okay. So let's take a look at the skills now. Stealth. Okay, not interested in that particularly. Allows you to succeed at tasks such as picking locks and disabling traps. I am interested in picking locks, so I am going to put a couple of points into this. Intuition, a sort of sixth sense, will help you detect hidden objects, secret passages and traps. Improves your nose for trading, allowing you to make better deals. Okay. This link warns you of the presence of hostile creatures and gives you information about your opponent's status during fights. It also determines your mana regain rate. Okay, so this is the regain rate of mana is potentially quite useful for a mage character. Object knowledge is used for actions such as repairing things, making potions, poisoning weapons, and identifying object. Okay, this is also potentially useful, but I already have it on a rather high level. But let's put 5 points into that. Casting. This skill grants you access to different levels of spells. There are 10 levels. This skill also determines the ability to protect yourself from magic. Okay, so I will put the rest of points into this. Combat skill, projectile, and defense. Okay, so I'm going to be very weak in melee, which might make the beginning of the game difficult, but I hope that the magic system will eventually allow me to grow more powerful later on, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Appearance. Okay, so I have a set of a preset appearances for my character. I think out of all of those, excuse me, out of all of those, I think this one probably looks the best. It's not like spectacular looking, but I think I like it the most. So let's go with that. Okay. Tutorial messages can be found in the log section. Right-click to toggle from cursor mode to mouse look mode. Okay, I already kind of hate that. It's very clunky, and it, you know, that I have to switch from presumably. Because can I pick objects in this mode? Doesn't look like it. So I have to switch from. Yeah, I can now. I have to switch from the cursor mode to the mouse look mode, and I find it to be very clunky and annoying already, especially because it reminds me of System Shock 1, and whereas I very much enjoyed System Shock 2, System Shock 1 was a bit of a challenge for me to get into, and I never really did. It was a bit of a chore in how it worked. But maybe I'll get used to it eventually. Let me pick up the mushrooms actually, so they might be useful for a potion later on or something. Okay, so I presume this is a crapper. I'll take the skull as well, for now. Oh, I cannot pick it up. Can I like throw it? Not very effectively it seems, but then I am very weak. So there seems to have been some kind of a magical explosion that has affected me somehow, but I'm not quite sure what's that about. Oh, there's one of...
Stranger, we have to get out of here.
My memory, it's gone. I remember nothing. Not even my own name. What did I come here to do?
The gobblers probably crept up on you from behind. Bloody gobblers. Come on, look around your cell. There has to be a way to get out on your side. I can't do anything on my side.
Okay, double click on any character to talk.
Go on, have a really good look. I'm sure there's a way to get out of here.
Talking no allowed.
I'm sure I heard them whispering about it, and believe me, we have to get out of here. And quick.
Okay, there's a guard.
Shut up, human. Soon you is food for Akbaa.
For what? Akbar? I wonder if that's a person or if that's a type of animal. Well, I guess I'm going to learn eventually. Let me quick save before I get murderized. Click and drag objects to move them around. To place an item directly into your inventory, left click the object while in stealth mode. Oh, okay, so that is potentially... Wait, left shift you said? Wait, that doesn't work, I think. Okay, this seems to, judging from the sound, like something to do with magic, but nothing is real. Ah! Okay, so this is how you cast the spells. You have to draw them. Obviously, I don't know any of the symbols yet. But still, that's potentially very cool. However, I still don't quite get that prompt. It said that they are stored in a log, right? So let me get back to it, because it seemed to have been hinting at a like a quick loot mechanic, which I would very much enjoy, because it's much more comfortable than dragging the items into my inventory. So to place an item directly into your inventory, left click on the object while in stealth mode. Default key shift. Yeah, but I don't think this is working. I didn't change the key for stealth mode. Oh, I did pick it up. So I guess I have to double click it or something. Equip the bone. Default key enter or F. Okay. Press ready weapon. Default key tab to enter combat mode. Okay. There's a guard right there. Can I lean in this game? I don't think so. It would be best to attack him when he's... Oh, well, I guess he saw me already, so much for stealth.
You're on the right track, but watch out for the goblin.
You don't say, watch out for the goblin. Okay, I'm dead already. Like, the first enemy in the game has already killed me. Well, I guess almost. Double click on the dead to open their inventory. Okay. So he had a carrot. And it's kind of annoying that I cannot quick loot that unless I have to hold shift. Oh. What did you say? I didn't hear him. But let's save. I didn't die, although I lost a lot of health. But then I never really had that much health in the first place, because I didn't put any points into it. A piece of paper with writing on it. Let's take a look. What do I... F? Okay. Me come replace you after me eat. You watching humans, you is be careful with the new one. Him dangerously looking. Anatole, okay. Well, apparently goblins are literate at the very least, which is more than I kind of expected of them.
Just open my cell.
Open your cell, okay, I will in a moment. But first, I'm going to take their stuff. There's some food, and I hope it will replenish my health a little bit if I eat. Apparently I cannot pick up the plate. Interesting. I thought it might be worth something, you know, to sell later on. I will take the bone, because they all have durability. You can see durability 2 out of 4. So when my current bone that I'm wielding breaks, then at least I will have a spare. But first, oh, I guess my health regenerates on its own? Rather quickly at that. To be honest, I'm not a fan of that. I find it to be cheap. I find it to lessen the stakes. I would much rather prefer having to actually, go to sleep, like rent a room in an inn, or use a spell, or eat something. Obviously, those are all still rather unrealistic presuppositions, especially eating something. Like, it is, when you really think about it, it is kind of ridiculous that you can just eat 20 apples and it will magically heal your stab wounds. But obviously, as I said, you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit when playing games. And I am willing and able to do that, but I think regenerating health is a bit too much for me, unless there is a specific reason in the lore that would explain why am I healing naturally at such a quick pace. Maybe it will. I guess I have to see. Okay, so this opens my cell. I was supposed to free this guy, right? I guess let's do it.
Brilliant! You've got him! Now, please, open my cell.
Okay.
Thank you, Amshigar. If you can't remember your name, you better keep this one. It means, he who has no name in a foreign tongue. My name is Koltar, and I was part of the Travelers Guild before I ended up here.
Amshigar. Yes, I'll keep this name for now. What is this Guild of Travelers?
Well, you really have lost your memory, haven't you? Our world no longer has a sun to heat it, and outside is nothing more than a huge expanse of ice. Only those who are trained and equipped for extreme conditions are allowed to make the dangerous trek between fortress cities hidden deep in the mountains. These people are the Guild of Travelers.
Right. We shall discuss this later. Now let's get out of here.
I'm injured. I won't be able to get through this hole. I'll stay here and wait till you can open the door. Don't worry about me.
Okay, I feel like it's a little redundant for this guy to call me a word that means a man with no name in some other language, but well, what do I know? Well, apparently there's nothing interesting in his cell. Crouch by pressing crouch. Okay, so it's C as well, which is much more, well, I guess X is right next to it, but I'm so used to C being crouching in many games. Anything more to tell me?
Thanks again. I'll never forget your help, Amshigar.
Okay, and this is locked.
We can try to break through the trapdoor on the floor. We may be able to find an alternate passage through there.
Okay, let's do that. Well, the bone just broke, so it's good that I picked up a spare, as I said. Although I'm not so I don't really understand how is he so sure that there is an alternate passage through here. For all I know, this might be a death trap. Like there might be spikes on the way there, or even if not, I can't see the bottom, so it might be deep enough of a hole that the fall would actually kill me. But it's not like I have much of a choice. Okay, I guess I did survive at the very least. Skull, fern. Okay, I will pick up all of the plants as well, because they might be used medicinal herbs. Excuse me, might be used for potions and the like. Okay, I will pick up a couple of blocks. for as long as I have inventory space left, because you know I might be able to do something with them, like throw them at something or whatever. Okay, leather leggings, armor class +2, yoke. Those are some kind of a rune stone, I think. You've just found your first runes. Put them in the book. Default key, enter or F. Okay, let's do that. Now that you have your first runes, open your book and cast your first spell. Okay. And left click on the spell icon to see its formula. The formula will stay on the screen as a reference when you close your book. But what do those spells do? It doesn't tell me. Okay, this is some kind of a light spell, I think. Judging from the fact that the screen becomes lighter. Though it does become lighter with this as well, so I guess I will have to test it. So this is just a line, and this is like a bucket, basically. Okay, let's try this out. Actually, press and hold magic mode control to get into magic mode and draw the runes using the left mouse button one at a time, and then release magic mode to cast the spell. Okay, so let's try the line first, because no, it is literally just a line, although nothing happened, I think. Wait, what am I doing wrong? Well, let's try the other one. Okay, I must be doing something wrong. Nothing is happening though, so that's kind of weird. Okay, maybe I have to select it, like right here. Again, nothing is happening. I don't understand that. He seems to be saying the words. And because especially, how can you screw up making a straight line? Like, he seems to be saying the right word, but nothing is happening, and I don't think my mana is draining either. Okay, I am rather confused. Let's take a look at the log again. It doesn't tell me anything. I don't think it recorded the last piece about how to actually cast spells. Okay, that's kind of annoying, gonna lie. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Try to cast the ignite spell on the torches to light the corridor. Okay, but how? Nothing seems to actually be happening. Like, it seems almost like he's beginning to cast it, unless I have to cast both of them. Like, it's actually a spell that's... It's like a sequence of gestures and and words for a single spell, which I guess would make sense. Well, as much sense as magic can make. You know, usually in fantasy stories, a spell is not necessarily just a single gesture or a single word. It is a longer incantation of sorts. So let's try doing them both. Well, that didn't work. I seem to have some trouble with the other one. Okay, some uncooked ribs. Oh, might be good for later, but I still don't know how to actually use magic, which seems to be pretty crucial, seeing how I put all my points into magic in the first place. Okay, so it was. You can precast spells in order to use them later. To precast a spell, press and hold stealth mode as you cast a spell. You can precast up to 3 spells. Okay, this is very useful because it's either a little clunky or I'm an idiot with minimum with impaired dexterity, which is very much a possibility. But as you could see, even when I realized that I have to cast them both, I still had a little bit of a problem. So with offensive spells later on especially, it seems like a good idea to precast them in like a safe location, so that I don't have to do it in the middle of combat. Let's actually train that with this. So I have to hold the shift, right? Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so I think this icon on the bottom left near the sword means that I have a precast spell. But how do I release it? Did it tell me? Okay, it seems it's no longer recording my tutorial prompts, which is kind of annoying because I kind of still need them. Okay, I can precast up to 3 of them, right? But how do I actually use them? I don't think it told me, and even if it did, I didn't register that, and the prompt is already gone. Can I... Okay, so I guess I'm now holding the torch in my other hand. Which is pretty useful. Okay, some machinery. Okay, I think that might have been a trap. It's clearly a pressure plate of some sort. Okay, this was glowing for a second. Double click on the rope in your inventory once you have found it, then click on the elevator mechanism to tie it. Okay. And I can use the stones to weigh down the other pressure plates for some reason. I'm not yet sure what they do. I guess they are somehow essential to elevating, to using the elevator once I manage to repair it. But I guess, frick, I stepped into the water and that snuffed out my torch. It's a bit disappointing, but well, I guess I should have expected that. After all, it was a burning torch. You're not supposed to go into water with it. But then also, this is just like a shallow puddle. You'd think the protagonist would actually keep the fire away from the water. Okay, I need to find a rope. I don't see any rope here, so I presume it must be in a different part of the dungeon. Okay, I can hear frogs croaking. Indeed. Are there any dangerous creatures? Can I, like, mantle? Doesn't look like it. Although the protagonist has a very weird way of jumping. He almost jumps like he was a frog himself. Kind of leaps very fast. But I don't think I can mantle up. Okay, where does this go to? Oh, there's another corpse. Press Enter or F on a magic scroll to memorize the spell. Okay, magic missile. But memorize a spell? How does it jive with the mechanic of the runes? I was under the impression I need to find more rune stones? Well, let's try it. Now that the spell has been pre-cast, when you want to cast the spell, just double-click action on the spell symbol that has just appeared. Okay, so it's still it's actually very clunky, because to pre-cast it, I have a magical missile. I have to, I guess I can, if I find a torch, I can pre-cast, train the pre-casting on one of the magic light spells. Try to ignite the fireplace and then place some raw meat near the food, near the fire to cook it. Okay, I actually kind of love that. Like, it's such a simple interaction, but I'm one of those players who very much enjoys those very simple interactions with the world. Like, I always loved games in which you could cook, or sit down on a bench, or like go to sleep in a bed, and there was an actual animation for your character to do that. So I kind of love that you can that it's not only a matter of like opening a menu or like a like a sidebar that you click on and it says cook meat and you do it. You have to actually, quote unquote, cook it by lighting a fireplace first and then laying the produce near the fire for it to be cooked. I do like that. However, let me check how does the precasting work, because from the description it seems very much like a very clunky mechanic, because they have to open this, the what's the word, the inventory mode, and then I have to double click. So that's still rather difficult to do in like a combat situation, I feel like. But let's try. Oh, I didn't equip that, so let's do that. Let's try cooking some food. Okay. I wonder if I can burn it. If I keep it near the fire for too long. I will actually leave one just to see. It would be kind of hilarious and cool if I could. But judging from the time, I don't think I can. Okay, do I have anything else that I can cook? Fresh fish. Yeah, I guess I can cook that. I think. Although that's not really how you would cook fish, because you would need to... well, I guess... Wait, no, you could totally cook fish like that, although I think if you wanted to be really proper about it, you would have to gut it first. I wonder if I can cook a carrot. Like, that's not something you ordinarily do, but I'm kind of interested. Well, I think the answer is, generally speaking, no. Well. Some more mushrooms. Oh, I can see the leggings on my character. That is another sort of small pleasure that I derive from first-person games. I very much enjoy if your character's body is actually visible when you look down. Although again, if I had to be very pedantic, I would say it's weird that it isn't that weird that I do not see my own torso, because this character is not fat. Like, I, in real life, am kind of fat at the moment, so I would see basically my own belly if I look down. But I guess that kind of depends on how exactly are you looking down. I can sort of forgive him for only seeing his feet from this angle. Okay. A mug. Is it like a silver mug? Can I pick it up? Apparently not. This game seems to have something about against cutlery. Doesn't like the idea of me picking it up. Okay, I'm looking for a rope though. Oh, there's a spider on the ceiling. Let's save. I will try to defeat it without using magic. I will save the magic spell, the missile, for something stronger. Okay, so I've been poisoned. I wonder if I will be very close to death, I will use the cure. But for now I will just let the poison run its course. Okay, there's a rope here. Can I cut it? Presumably not with the bone, because obviously it's not very sharp. So I'm looking for rope, basically. And this is a perfectly fine rope, if you would ask me, but I cannot interact with it. Okay, so the poison wasn't that deadly after all. In fact, it was downright ineffective, kind of. Although I guess my health... Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. It is kinda effective. I guess my health regenerated in the meantime. Okay, so let's drink that. Okay, that didn't work the way I... Oh, freak! Because I drank the wrong... I drank the health potion instead of the cure poison. So that's kind of backwards of me, but... Okay. I've done double damage this time. Let's save. And keep looking for the rope, because seemingly I cannot use that. Which seems to be a bit weird, but... what do I know? Oh, an unstable wall.
It's too sturdy for me to break.
I guess I don't have enough strength.
I cannot break it just like that.
Maybe if I... okay, that didn't
It's too
exactly...
sturdy for me to break.
didn't exactly work. I would very much enjoy another torch though, if possible. And to place an item or stack items, left click on the object while in stealth mode, default key shift. Yeah, I kind of figured that out on my own. Thank you very much, game. Okay. Nothing in this barrel. What about this corpse? Gold, another torch, poison. Okay, so let me actually equip the torch, and I'll try not walking into water this time. Though I'm not sure if I can help it, because there is, I think, a passage that goes through water. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything in this little canal. Though, right now, wait, can I, like... can I hide the torch? Like, you know, relinquish it from my hand? I can. Okay, so, because right now I'm kind of curious as to if there's anything underneath this little bridge. It would be kind of interesting if there was. But seemingly there isn't. There's just a dead mouse. Oh, I guess it isn't even dead. It's just casually running around on the bottom of it. Which I don't think that's how water works, but you do you, little mouse. Okay, let's continue. So I can keep holding this. Okay, so this is the waterfall. I was here. And some more broken machinery. Double click on the rope and then click on the elevator to tie it. Okay. Wait, double click on the rope, you said. Ah, okay. So... but what do the pressure plates do? Like, are they simply... are they required to be pressed for the elevator to work? Because if not, then I'm not quite sure. Okay, apparently not. So I'm not quite sure what their purpose is. And I'm a little confused about this. And if I disable the other one, will it stop working? Still works. Okay, so I don't quite get it, but I will leave them pressed. Just because this one was unpressed, and I assume the game wanted to teach me something by requiring me to do it, even though I do not yet know what it was, but... Okay, overturned minecarts. Okay, this is above the waterfall. Congratulations, your character level has increased. Click on the red cross to allocate additional experience points. The red cross where? Exactly, right here. Okay, so what is this then? Ah, it's my gold. And 22 gold pieces, right? Okay, let's level up then. Add points by clicking on the attributes icon. Well, I would have figured that out, game. Thank you very much again. So how many points do I have? 1 per level. Well, that's not much, but I'm going to put it into mental. And 15 skill points. Okay, so I am going to put some into technical skill. A bunch into magic. And a bunch into those two. Okay. Anything actually useful here? A dagger. Okay, it's definitely better than a bone. Even though it's still kind of damaged, but as I said, better than a bone, definitely. Wait. Where even am I? Okay, the combat is perhaps not the most riveting stuff that I've ever done in my life, but as I said, I'm not the person who would put that much stock into gameplay, ironically enough, because, you know, I know that this might sound nonsensical to many of you, because after all, games, the very name of them kind of implies that they should have a robust set of rules and good gameplay. But if I wanted good gameplay and just that, I would go and play chess, you know. Chess have a pretty remarkable set of gameplay rules. But what I want out of a game is mostly immersion. I want it to sort of make me... Oh, frick. I need to help this guy because I wouldn't like for him to die. Okay, I'm screwed. Unless... yeah, I don't have any more potions. Oh. Well, I guess he succeeded without me, which is more than I expected of him, so good job. Good job. You can reorganize your inventory by double-clicking on your inventory belt icon. What? Do you mean this? This kind of looks like a belt buckle. Double-click. Okay, so yeah, so it sorts it kind of. Piece of wood. To repair the mechanism, double-click on the lever, and then left-click on the lever base. Okay. Anything more to say?
Just after you went through the hole, I heard a noise. So I hid and waited till the goblin came in. This time I got the drop on him, sneaky bastard. Go quickly before the next ship gets here. Thanks again. I'll never forget your help, Amshigar.
Yeah, it kind of goes both ways, because he was actually very helpful in the fight. He was actually valiantly fighting while I was running away trying to eat bread to heal. Okay, what does this public notice say? Reservation. What? A reservation of what? Goblins? Because I presume they mean a reservation as in a place for like endangered species, you know, like or like for like a people, you know, a reservation as in a place where a particular group of creatures or people can live in peace, as opposed to something that's reserved, like a reservation at a table or something, because it wouldn't make much sense to reserve a piece of you know, a part of a mine or something. I'm supposed to repair a lever, right? Ah, okay, here. But actually, before I do, I think this is a very good moment to end this first episode. Because it has been long enough. Save quest, okay. Did it save? Okay, it did. Now, I must say, my first impressions of this game are actually very, very good. It's pretty clunky in the way you have to operate your inventory, but I will get used to that eventually. And what strikes me for now, apart from a pretty interesting setting, with the dying sun and everyone living underground, I kind of already love the level of interaction in this game. How you can repair broken mechanisms, and you have to cook food by lighting a fire and leaving the food near the fire and waiting for it to cook, and how the casting system is very interesting. Again, kind of clunky, and I'm not good at it, but that doesn't stop it from being cool, in my eyes. I can very much enjoy things I'm not good at, by the virtue of them being interesting. And this game seems very interesting. I'm very eager to play it more and discover all of its other, you know, interactive elements, as it were. But for now, I feel like this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to end it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!